Yeah, I just want to show you guys how I learned my lineups on Viper for her molly. And before, what I would do, I'd try and line up somewhere, then I'd ping
Here.
where I want to go on the map, then I have my cursor, and then I'd kind of practice just kind of different heights, and I'd kind of use like anything in my UI. So I kind of already know one for this spot. I'm going to be using the line in between my E ability and my X ability, between the two icons, and I'm placing it right near this triangle. So that's going to land kind of where the default plant is. And sometimes you don't always plant there. You'll have teammates that'll plant kind of more
Here.
off to the left or even
Here.
further up right here, like right
Here.
next to the box. So that's not going to hit the molly. So before I would just kind of, okay, so I have this lined up right here for default. So I should just move to the left a little bit and fire. And that can sometimes work, and it sometimes just need to fine tune it a little bit. So that one worked pretty good there. But an easier way to do this is to come to the same spot. So now you can use your E ability to kind of line up. And again, in like a real game, you're not going to have your E available like this probably, but for practicing purposes, you can use your E to kind of line up better. So I'm going to get set up to kind of where the default is, and as you can see, it's like going to land right here. So if I want to land more here, I have to move my, so now I'm kind of lined up for like it to land right here. But it's actually going to land here because I'm at the same height. Well, first of all, let me get here. So I'm lining up again for default with the line in between my E and X. And I'm moving it until the mini map. So now we can see like I can line it up with like my X icon in this triangle. But since we needed to go a little further, if like we planted right here, to go further, you have to aim lower because that's going to send the projectile further. So I'm just going to kind of line it up with like my X icon right here. And then I'm going to switch to my C and then fire. And then it lands kind of perfectly right here in the center. So I just found this way easier using your E to line stuff up instead of just like pinging and just like, okay. You can still use the ping, but I find the E line is super beneficial to helping figure out where you're actually aiming, especially like once you get like aiming up. So if we wanted to get there, let's say we line our E up kind of with this pole. And again, I'm just kind of winging it. Okay, so that's too short, so to go further, we need to aim lower. So you line up right here. Before we had our E just on the tip of this pole, so we should go a little lower. We'll put about here and fire. And there you go, perfect landing. The cool thing about that is like if you just like learn a spot, you can kind of adjust. So like we have one for default if we want to get over the crate, and like let's say we know someone camps there, so I'm just gonna pull up my E. We want it to land kind of around there. To go further, we'd have to aim lower. So maybe we'll just do something like, there's like a, like this little dot. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but yeah. Like maybe that dot right there. See where that goes, and then we can just adjust it. So that needs to go a little further because it hit on top of the crate. And again, to go further, you have to aim lower. So we're lined up. We're like right here. So we're gonna go for this little spot right here. Perfect. So, one cool buff idea for Viper would be to give her a line like her wall does for her poison ability. That might make it easier to line things up. Let me know what you guys think, and hopefully this helps you find Viper lineups.